Are you a student who lives in a high poverty area or a really poor area, but you have dreams of going to college? Yet you've never seen anybody from your community to go to college, so you don't know what it takes to get there? Then stay tuned and watch this video. Hey everybody, it is your college admissions coach. Welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. I thought I would start just telling y'all about my experiences being a first generation college student and a first generation college graduate. And so this video, I want to talk about what it was like coming from the projects and making it all the way to Florida State University. Now, some people, if you went to Florida State University or if you understand the college system in Florida, attending Florida State University may not be a big deal. But for a girl like me at the time, coming from the projects in Thomasville, Georgia, going to Florida State University was a big deal, and I never took it for granted. There were several things that I did for myself or that others did for me that really helped to situate me or put me in a position to get me to Florida State. And one of the biggest things that happened in my life is that I moved to Tallahassee, Florida in the middle of my high school career. So after 10th grade and just before 11th grade, I relocated to Tallahassee, Florida, and I enrolled in a high school there. And that one move changed the trajectory of my life. Now, I'm not saying that students who currently live in the projects or live in a high crime area or high poverty area, which both of those typically go together, I'm not saying that in order for you to be successful and in order for you to get into the university of your choice, that you have to leave your home and go to a new high school. If you choose to do that, by all means, do it. You got to do what's best for you. However, I am saying that that single move helped change my life for the better. And here I am sitting in front of you today. It's all about having a certain mindset. I can tell you that from kindergarten, as early as I can remember, I always had the mindset that I wanted to see more, do more, be better, do better. I wanted to learn as much as possible. I wanted to see the world. I wanted to get outside of Thomasville and go explore. I was always driven and motivated. And fortunately, I always had people in my life who didn't judge me for wanting more for myself. And so I think by having a certain mindset, that is key, especially for kids, for families who live in poverty. And I keep saying that because I live in the projects, and when I didn't live in the projects, I lived in whatever we could stay that my mom could afford. And we moved 11 times uh in my childhood before moving to Tallahassee. And so for each move, my determination just grew stronger and stronger. And I was determined that I was going to be successful. I just didn't know how I was going to do it. But it starts with having a mindset. You have to think it. If you think it, you can do it. Now, that can be positive, that can be negative. I hope you choose the positive. Now, let me take a moment and say Thomasville raised me. All right. I got my drive, I got my hustle, I got my humility from growing up in Thomasville. This is not a knock or a slight against Thomasville, Georgia. I am proud to rep Thomasville, Georgia. However, Thomasville is a small town. There is a lot of poverty there. And in the areas where I lived, I only saw poor people. The only time that I didn't see poor people is probably when I went to school or when I went out of town. But no knock against Thomasville. I am a Georgia peach. I am a Thomasville bulldog through and through. So if you're from Thomasville and you're watching this video, I love you. I may not know you, but I love you and I love Thomasville. However, there is more to the world than little old Thomasville. You should get out and see it. So, one of the first things that you need to think about if you're trying to leave your current situation and you want to flourish, think about the people you surround yourself with. When I was in high school, I only surrounded myself with girls and guys who were going places or who wanted to go places, who wanted to do things in their life. There were three young ladies who are adult women now, who are mommies, that I hung out with, and all three of those ladies, all of us, attended college. All of us have advanced degrees, and when we were in high school, uh, we weren't on the drama. We were active. We stuck together, and we made sure that each other was on top of her A game. And so you gotta be mindful of the company you keep. Think about the people you have around you. Um, if they don't have the same drive or determination or motivation that you have to succeed, to flourish, then you need to drop them. It is as simple as that. You need to drop them. Now, I mentioned staying active, and so I made sure from as early as I can remember, I always wanted to be involved in something that was positive, something that put a little spotlight on me, but I always wanted to be involved. And I think that is very important when you are trying to leave your situation and go to a higher place, a higher education. And so one of the ways that I stayed involved was by playing sports, by being in clubs, and by doing community service. And little did I know that all of those things would help me get into Florida State. It would make me look good to Florida State. And so when I was in Thomasville, I played soccer. I was a cheerleader. And when I was at my high school in Florida, I would play soccer. I was a cheerleader and I ran track. I also did community service on my own with my church and with clubs that I was in. And speaking of clubs, I was in all different types of clubs. I was in HOSA, which is like health occupations, and I'm not in the health field. I was in, I think, Fellowship of Christian Athletes for a little while. I was in ROTC. ROTC is not a club, it is a class, it is a program, and that also kept me grounded and gave me some discipline and gave me something to look forward to. And the instructors that we had in ROTC, they were just really positive and they were always talking to us about being professional and looking towards the future and planning. And so being active really helped to put me in a position where I'm thinking, okay, I like what I'm seeing. I like the places we're going. I want to do this when I'm an adult. I want to be able, I don't want to live how I'm currently living. I want to live better. And so being active really helped me with that. A big thing for students who want to leave their home life where there's little to no money and you're struggling to get by, you want to find people who have done what you're trying to do. You want to find, so if college is your goal, you want to find people and connect with people who have been to college, who have attended college. And the best people to do that, the people you have access to, are your teachers. Your teachers, every last one of them has attended college. Every last one of them has a bachelor's degree. And so they can tell you what to do, how to do it, what studying looks like for college. They can, even if their major is likely education, so they can't tell you about all the other majors. But college is college. It is intense for everybody, no matter your major. And so one of the things that I remember doing is I listened to older people a lot. And there were many teachers that I love to be around, and so I would listen to them and I would ask them questions and I would put it in my mind like, okay, this is what I need to do. This is how I need to be prepared. I need to do what they did or something similar to what they did. But listen to the people who have experience. Even if college is not your thing, maybe you want to join the military, listen to the people who have been in the military. And again, students, If you have ROTC at your high school, whether it be Air Force, Marine, Army, Navy, ROTC, maybe they have Coast Guard ROTC, I'm not sure, but these people have served in the military. I think they have to have retired from the military, so they have experience, and they probably have experience working with the other branches. If you're not interested in the branch that they have at your high school, but really listen to the people who have experience and ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. You also have to put forth the effort. All right. It's one thing to say that you want to do something. In fact, I think that's the first step. You got to acknowledge that you want to do something, right? And then you have to put forth the effort to get it done. And so for me, my thing was, it was very general, but I just wanted to be successful. I wanted to be great. I wanted to do better and be better than my current living situation at the time. And I knew that I could because I saw other people doing it. And so I put forth the effort in everything that I involved myself in. When it came to my sports, I put forth the effort. When it came to my academics, especially when I went to my new high school, I put forth the effort. And when I was trying to get to know about something and learn about something, I did the research, I asked questions, and just became familiar with different things, what it took to get to the level that I was hoping to get to. So definitely put forth the effort. Don't just talk about it. You got to be about it. You got to go out there and do it. All right. You also have to have discipline. You have to be disciplined. This is before getting to college, because let me tell you, there are gonna be some bumps in the road, and there are gonna be some times when you're like, you know what, I just can't make it. I don't see how I'm gonna get out of here. But if you are disciplined, if you are motivated, if you are determined, you will be able to get to whatever goal you're trying to get to. And this also applies once you actually get into college, if that is your goal. You have to be disciplined, and I am so thankful that I joined the military while like after my freshman year in college, because I gained so much discipline by being in the military. The military held me to a certain set of strict standards and I had to adhere to those standards. And if I didn't, there were consequences that could affect the rest of my life. And so I didn't want to uh, experience any of those consequences. And so I did what I was supposed to do in the military. And that translated over into my civilian life. And I really believe the discipline that I got from the military, from the Air Force Reserve, really helped keep me grounded and on the right track with school. And I will say the same thing about ROTC. Being in ROTC, having a certain set of expectations given to you, and you either meet them or you don't, that really helped me. All right, that really helped me to be focused and get to my next goal. So have some discipline, put forth the effort, have some discipline. Now, prior to the military, I had a different type of discipline. I'm going to call that a family discipline. My family is old school. On my mom's side, there are a lot of men, and on my dad's side, there are a lot of women. My dad has a lot of sisters. My mom has a lot of brothers. But both families were very strict. They believed in discipline. They believed in responsibility, and they taught us that both sides of the family. And so before I even got to the military definitely helped me, but my family, there was a certain expectation that they had of me from both sides. And so knowing that people were looking at me and expecting me to do great things also helped me to go out and do great things. So shout out to my family. You also have to do what you are capable of doing. And what I mean by that is, don't try to do what nobody else is doing unless you can do it. You have to do what you're capable of doing. So if you can do a lot, do a lot. If you can't, if you need to take it piece by piece, do it piece by piece. Set your own expectations for yourself. Don't look at somebody else and try. Because if you look at somebody else and try to do what they're doing, and it's not for you, then it won't be for you and it won't be a good outcome. So do what you're capable of doing and it'll work out best for you. But one thing that I want to end with is that I never forgot where I came from. I remained humble. I had humility. And I just would always think these people don't have no idea where I come from or how I grew up or what I went through or what I saw. But I know where I came from and I know where I am at today, and I'm not gonna take it for granted. And so I always remember that living on I think it's 707 Stevens Street is where I grew up. I think that's the apartment I grew up in. Um, and then living in houses with no utilities for a month at a time or so. But those experiences created who I am today, and I am so thankful for those experiences. And I never forget. I never forgot when I was at Florida State. I knew that I didn't want to live like that again, and so I'm gonna do whatever it takes so that I don't have to live like that again. It's one thing growing up that way. You have no choice. It teaches you character, but I didn't want to go back to it. I didn't want to go back to it. All right, so if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. Please make sure that you like this video, leave a comment or a question. Go ahead and hit the subscribe so you can look out for more videos from me. I thank you for being here with me and for watching my video, and I hope to see you back another time. Peace.